Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning Dooger. I'm very sleepy but high. I am also very sleepy but high. But not like high as in like hello. Not, I realize that could be misunderstood. I'm not coming at you live baked out of my mind, I think is what I'm trying to clarify here. Hold on. The focus on the camera is all messed up. Right. Ugh. Don't forget to tweet. Good call. As always, on top of it. Go. Boop. Okay. Done. I tweeted. I did it. Lovely scarf. Thank you. I made it. I'm tired, but I had a matcha, so I'm a mix of wired and tired. Yeah. The kiddos went to Spanish class this morning, and then we were like, yo, we're both so tired. We should go get coffee. So we went and got coffee, and as many of you know, my Friday nights are a shit show in terms of my sleep schedule. So Saturdays, sometimes I'm fine, and sometimes I am barely functioning. So I came home and said to myself, I should probably drink something other than coffee. And then I made myself another coffee. So here we are. So that's my life currently. I'm shopping for the most boring, confusing stuff ever. USB hubs. Oh my gosh. So my sister-in-law, her kid has a leapfrog. And apparently my little niece is like obsessed with it. But they can't, no matter what USB port they use in their house, they can't get the leapfrog to like register that it's plugged in. And they think it's because they have what they have is Mac laptops, which I guess don't have USB ports typically, and so I don't even know. So I was trying to explain like, oh well, there are different types of USB, like maybe what you have just isn't able to like connect to the leapfrog for some reason. And so she was like, can you just take all of it can you take all of it home with you and see if you can figure it out, because you and Sam are techie. I was like, sure. So, I have a leapfrog and a ton of leapfrog books, because they were saying that like, even when you, I don't understand this, but even when you buy the books to go with the leapfrog, you have to connect it to the internet for it to download what it says while you're doing the book, I guess, is how it works now. So Mac laptops use Lightning ports. Unfortunately, EU regulations are forcing Apple to install USB-C ports on their stuff. But like the insert onto the laptop, there isn't a USB. You can't just plug a USB cord into a Mac laptop. If that's true, that seems really inhibiting. Depends on the model. What the fuck? Okay. Look, if I can help, if I can be tech auntie and I can give that sweet girl a leapfrog with 1,000,000 books on it, I'll be happy. So. Welcome to the walled garden that is Mac. Oh yeah, do you want to see it? We did it. I mean, I'll have to put it on the other 3 for it, but this is the base idea for our June PNG. I think it's very cute. So there's a little rainbow pin and a little pronoun pin, and then the kigurumi is colored in with the pan flag colors. It's cute, right? I love it. I actually just looked at it a second ago, like before I started stream, because I was like, oh yeah, we made that. I'm gonna go look at it again and see if I still like it, and I do, so it's delightful. The other thing that we did is we learned how to use VideoTube. Look, I blink now. I blink now. It's pretty tight. So yeah, that stuff's fun to play around with. I know. What is this update? I was talking with Andre after, because I was like, hey, thanks for swinging by and helping me out with the color stuff. And Andre was like, oh, I'm actually working on my own VTuber stuff. And I said, yeah, it's funny because I had mentioned in passing to chat that like I thought about getting a 2D model. And a bunch of people were like, no, just the PNG. The PNG is superior. So I'm trying to update the PNG instead of moving on to a 2D model. Show the angry PNG tuber. Here's what's weird is the hotkeys weren't working. Left Windows. Does it think the Windows key is pushed in right now? I'm confused. Oh. I'm confused. Okay. Now it should work. So I'm normal. I'm happy. And now I'm not happy. I'm mad about shit. So those are the 2 that we set up. I think I'm probably, even though it was fun to do that, I think I'm probably just gonna go to Milky and be like, hey, can you like adjust this model to have all of these various emotions, because that'll make it the cleanest. But it was really fun to like just do a weird like, grr, I'm angry. I'm an angry boy. So yeah, we learned how to do that. Is good. Hi. Hello. How are you? Is that my head? It is. The joys of thin hair. You're like, is that just my scalp? Yep. It's the pea criminal. It is the pea criminal. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? That's you. That's you. You're the pea criminal. Yeah, she's totally fine. She's totally fine. There's no health issues whatsoever. She just found a spot on the couch that she wants to pee all the time, so she's not allowed in the living room. We kept her out of to make this short, we kept her out of the living room for 2 straight weeks. She wasn't in there at all for 2 weeks because that's how long my mom was here, and we needed to give my mom a couple different places she could go where there was absolutely no cat hair, right? So, a lot of the stuff that I had read about, like, trying to keep like, if a cat's chosen a favorite space to pee that is not the litter box, you need to, like, clean it, but then keep them away from that spot for a really long time, right? So she wasn't in there for 2 weeks, and the second we accidentally left the door open, which was, I want to say, like, basically the day after they left, she came in and immediately peed. So she's on thin ice. Aren't you? I say while letting her just sit in my lap. I do think that part of the problem is that I feel like no matter how many products I use that are like enzyme cleaner, get rid of the pee smell, I feel like I'm not able to completely get rid of that smell, right? And cats have a much better sense of smell than we do. I think that she's able to still smell her pee, you know? Cut trees? Oh, cat trees. No, there's no cat stuff in there. Yes, Jossum, I did see it. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting to respond to it. Oh, one of my cats pees in his sleep. Oh, poor baby. Fortunately it's a modular couch. If this guy comes out to look at the cushions to try and clean them and is like, I will not be able to get all of the pee out of this cushion, which is such a gross thing to say. If this person is basically like, by this point it's probably seeped into the cushion, I don't know that I'll be able to get all of it out. Fortunately, we can just try to replace like that one part of the couch, but no, we can't replace the cushion because the cushions are attached to, the cushions are like part of everything. I don't know how to explain this. No, it's fine. So I will say, because I've seen a couple of people be like, man, that shit ain't worth it. Again, this is the first time ever I've had Watson for nearly 9 years. I've had Sherlock for like almost 12 or something crazy. I've never had a problem with them repeat peeing somewhere they weren't meant to. Normally I've been able to redirect them away from a spot where they had an accident with no problems whatsoever. So this is very new to me. Macromaniac, thank you very much for all the gifted subs. Thank you very much. Welcome to the cat gang. Anybody who has gifted a sub today, I appreciate it. Hi, cutie pie. That's true. Like, I mean, it would feel different than the other cushions, But it probably wouldn't be that hard to replace that cushion if you were able to remove it, you know? Was Watson stressed by the new people? No, because it started happening a couple weeks before they even showed up. So. But it's been, I would say, like, as frustrating as it is, I think it has been good. It's caused me to, like, look at just the cats' lives in general and be like, okay, well, you know, peeing somewhere by accident and then constantly peeing in that same spot over and over and over again, that's an issue that a lot of cat parents deal with, right? I'm definitely not alone in that, but it is good to look at, you know, the rest of their enrichment in general and make sure that you're ticking as many boxes as possible. So yeah, it's been good in that way that I've been trying to be more aware of, like, how much have we played with them today? You know, how have they been eating? Is there, you know, they're starting to get older. Should I start looking into things that I can add to their food? Like, you know, different textures and things, or ways that I give it to them, or, you know, stuff that makes their lives a bit more, like, engaging. No, it didn't start when Dave was visiting. Dave visited a decent amount of time ago. I mean, yeah, it's Dave's fault. Yeah, that's what it is, actually. Now that you mention it. It's Dave. Dave did this. Dave. God. Oh. Oh. I only got like 2.5 hours of sleep before Neon Divide last night. It wasn't ideal. The ideal is about 4. If I can get like 4 hours of sleep before Neon Divide, then I'm probably gonna be fine on Saturday. But if it's like 2 to 3 hours, sleepy kid. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was a really good session, actually. I progressed with a lot of stuff. There was something really cool I tried to do at the very end of session, and I didn't do it fast enough. They ported us out right as I was trying to ping a DM, and I was like, no! But it's okay. The DM that has been doing a lot of my, like, is the music loud right now? I feel like it might be. The DMs that's been doing a lot of my story weave stuff came over and was like, what were you about to do? What did you want to do? And I was explaining, and they were like, oh, okay, make sure you do that at the start of next session. But yeah. And I think all of the updates to my model will probably be done for next Friday, so that's good. If I recall correctly, next Friday is the start of, like, finale stuff. So things are gonna ramp next episode is the plan, if I remember right. So they're giving us, like, a few episodes to try and wrap up all of the shit that's been escalating over the season. So I was sleepy. I only saw a tiny glimpse of Moral last night. That's okay. That's okay. But it was good, yeah. Also, I've decided, because people have said before, oh, you should make an overlay for spoilers. And I've been like, nah, it's fine. I've realized most of the time when I need to use spoiler finger, it's for a D&D game or for Neon Divide. So I think I am gonna do that, but do like one that's like Deadbeat spoilers, Neon Divide spoilers, right? And then I can just, whichever one it is, I can turn that on. And if it has nothing to do with any of those, then we can just have one that just says spoilers. But yeah, because if people are showing up midway through, because that happens all the time, right? I'll be talking about something and someone will show up in the middle of my sentence and go, what's going on? I just got here. So that way, instead of it being like, well, it's spoilers about something, the second someone shows up, they could be like, oh, it's Deadbeat spoilers. I don't want to hear that, you know, that kind of sort of a thing. Yeah. I talked about it last stream a little bit. But Last Deadbeats, no spoilers, but Last Deadbeats was a lot. It was very good, but it was a lot. Yeah, we came up with Spoiler Finger on Co-optional Podcast. So it's near and dear to my heart. It's good. It's caused all of us to have, you know, conversations about player safety, viewer safety, like how to treat warnings in the future, all of that kind of stuff. So in the end, it has been really beneficial overall, I think. But it was good, I think. I think it was a very good session. Shout out to Joe. Joe was incredible in that session. Yeah, well, again, I'll just keep this brief, but I think in the future, what Brett plans to do and what we discussed is at the start of all of his games, he'll probably do some sort of a warning that's like, hey, just so you know, we explore a lot of adult themes. You might find some of the stuff that happens in these sessions upsetting. If you do and you want to be more prepared about what might come in the episode, feel free to step away and go watch the VOD later, because the VOD will have like a full warnings list. And then, you know, we have to make sure that the VODs always have a full warnings list. So for Deadbeats, I'm going to be making the warnings list at the end of each session. But yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I was also talking with Jess. Jess is our DM for Hellions. So if you'll recall, Hellions is the game that I joined on where I was only supposed to be there for a couple of sessions, and then I just stuck around, and they've now officially been like, hey, do you want to just stay on until you don't want to be on anymore? And I'm like, okay. So Jess and I were talking because no, not Jessie. Jess and I were talking, and they were like, well, you know, did you have anything that you wanted to discuss with me about Yuli's background? Because we never really talked about that. And I was like, I gotta be honest with you, I never made a background for Yuli because Yuli was only supposed to be there for a couple sessions. But now she's a permanent character, I guess. So it's a weird situation to be in because I'm normally like so extremely attached to my D&D characters and I think a lot about them. Yuli, I built in a way and thought about in a way where I didn't want to get overly attached so that I wasn't upset when my like guest time was over. But that's backfired a little bit, right? So, yeah, so Jess was like, if you want to like redo anything, if you want to rebuild Yuli, if you want to, you know, like talk through what their deal is, right? Like who she is, where she's from, all of that sort of stuff, we can totally do that. And I feel like I do need to do that because I'm not as like, I love doing Hellions, but I'm not as attached to Yuli as I am to any of the other characters that I'm playing currently. Because of the like mindset I had when I built her, right? So yeah. But I do think the idea of a conjuration wizard that is very stealth based, I think that's a good base for a character. I need to just think more about it, you know. Can I pitch a book to you? You might be thinking to yourself, Dodger, a book? You read a book? I sure did. And it's part of a series, and I plan on reading all of them. Are you ready? Dr. Kitty Cat, ready to rescue? Guys, what a banger. So we got this for Clark to read at bedtime from the library. And we already finished it. It took 2 nights for us to finish it. It's adorable. It tries to make like what happens at doctor's visits like really accessible to kids, not in the way that you might be thinking. It actually like talks pretty in depth about you know, what might be wrong with patients and like what sort of process you need to do to figure out what's wrong with somebody, and like cleanliness and all of that sort of stuff. I thought it was really well done. It's really fun. So this one, Peanut the mouse is her little assistant, and he gets sick. Oh my gosh. But there's a bunch of them. And the person who made them, her last name, meant to be. Yeah, it's great. It's very cute. Peanut the mouse gets paw and jaw, which is meant to be like a you know. and yeah, they don't pull punches. They talk about how he's got little sores in his mouth and how he has little blisters on his hannies, and yeah, it's like hand, foot, and mouth. And like how they help his mouth and make sure he stays hydrated and like all this stuff. Like they really go into it. The best part though, the best part is on the first page of each of these books, they have reviews from kids. Here's my favorite one. Dr. Kitty Cat is exciting because you don't find out what's going to happen until the next chapter. That's from Beatrice, age 4. Mm-hmm. It's very good. Right? A very good review. They're available in Spanish as well. I'm definitely getting some for my niece. Yes. Yeah. They're very cute. Every day since we went to the library, which is only like 2 days, I think, but both Friday and today, Saturday, Clark at some point has been like, can we go back to the library? I'm like, oh my God, my kid's obsessed. It's so cute. Tina, how are you? Thank you for the 93 months. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Next it'll be Scholastic Book Fairs. Do they still do those? I'm gonna find out. Ooh, book fairs. Pop-up bookshops. I've never known this. Are these like Mary Kay parties, but for books and with a lot of children? Because everything on here is like, book yours. Book yours today. Book fairs are what got me into reading for fun. Oh, that's cute. Do they have take a book, leave a book mini libraries there? There are some. They're kind of far and few between. I've said before I would love to do a little library. Yeah, I looked when I moved here, and there are some. Just not a ton of them. Yeah. Clark was sent home with a book voucher, and it was every day. This was a while ago, but it was every single day. Mommy, can we use my book voucher? I guess. God. Sure. Oh my gosh, that would be very cute. You know, like bookstores where they make it so that all of the employees get to like suggest a book. You know, you'll be walking along and there'll be a little like note from one of the employees that's like, this book's awesome, 4 out of 5 stars, right? Like, or so and so suggests this book, that kind of a thing. I think that would be very funny. Yeah, I've always loved that too. That would be very funny to have a little library and have Clark like pick out books for it, and I'll ask her what she wants her review of it to say. And put little reviews next to each book. My friend is the head of social media for Waterstones. Alex, can I tell you something? I follow a couple different Waterstones on TikTok because they're funny. Because they do funny shit about books. So you can tell your friend that they're doing good. You weren't my happy ever after, but you were close to it. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Yeah, that's a cute idea. No, I've just had there's a song called Plotline. It's been stuck in my head for, I want to say like a full day. You were good for the plotline. I should start rebuying Goosebumps books. There's a podcast that I was on. Is it called Goosebuds? Is that it? I don't know if they still do it, but there was a podcast with Chad Quant and a couple other people where they just read Goosebumps. They read old Goosebumps books and then did reviews of them. I think it was called Goosebuds. Ugh, I just saw her story graph and she's read 61 books since the start of the year. 61? Absolutely not. Oh, great, they're still doing it. Well, there you go. Yeah, well, I was in the kids section of the library with Clark. And Clark at a certain point was like, "Mommy, don't you want a grown-up book?" And I was kind of like, "No." Not really, to be honest. The young adult section is right here. That's more my speed, so. Yeah. You know, I want some kids who, some just normal kids living their lives, you know, who suddenly have, I don't know, the ability to make flowers that spit fireballs, and they're like, shit, what do I do? And then they're visited by the Queen of the Fae, and the Queen of the Fae is like, hey buddy, we've foretold that someone one day would make fire spitting flowers, and that boy was Mario. Bam! I'll read that book. And maybe not War and Peace, you know? That's what always happens to me. Yeah, I'll read like in a month I'll read, you know, 3 or 4 books and be like, "Wow, I'm on a roll. Holy shit." And then for 2 months I won't touch a book. I watch mindless garbage TV all the time. Why shouldn't those rules apply to books? It's true. Also, I don't think that I really considered, until the Murderbot books were suggested to me, I never really considered novellas. You know? Like just really short novels. I hadn't really thought about seeking that out. where it's like, okay, this is a book that's more geared toward my age, but is not so long that I want to barf. Yeah, the Murderbot books are very fun. The tone of the Murderbot, like the way that it's all written, it's like funny and interesting at the same time, you know? Yes. This fucking book. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. Like, I'm determined to finish it, and at the same time I'm going, but will I? Will I? I don't know. Legend and lattes? No. I rarely finish a book. Well, full stop. I rarely finish a book. But when I do, when I get all the way to the end, it is extremely rare for me to be like, wow, that was a huge waste of my time. If I feel that way 25% of the way through the book, I will just stop reading it, really. But it's difficult for me to finish a book unless I'm like fully invested. I don't just collect books in real life. I also hoard them on Audible. There's no positive. And, you know, I finished this book, but wow, it sucked. That was pain the whole time. I get to live that life through booktubers. It's great. I love book YouTube. It's so messy. It's great. So many book YouTubers are just like, I hate read this entire book. And now I'm going to tell you everything about it that was awful. I'm going to tell you why this book is a huge fucking waste of your time. And I'm like, yes. Yes, please do. Somebody, no, I don't have the tab up anymore. I didn't wind up watching it all the way, but somebody was like, I read the top 5 romance novels that are out currently. And the whole beginning is just a clip show of them being like, what the fuck is going on in this book? It's so funny. It's none of the clips at the very start of the video were positive. It was all entirely them just like, oh my god. It's a mess. Exactly. They do it so I don't have to. I'm never gonna read that book that is a extremely thinly veiled AU write-up of Raylo. I'm never gonna read that book. I don't care how many times I happen to see it on TikTok recommends. I won't read it, but I will watch 5 or 6 different booktubers talk about it. Absolutely. Because it's so fucking funny. That's real, by the way. I didn't just make that up. That's a book. It's a real book that's popular right now. I'll go through. I know I said this about music the other day. I'll write a note to myself. I'll go through and find a couple booktubers to recommend. The really spiteful ones. In case you also want to live vicariously through them and the hatred that fuels them. Booktubers and music for Discord. Okay. There we go. Beep. I got to see a bit of Moral in Neon Divide last night. Yeah, I'm trying to think who I was around last night. Not really Shale at all, which is rare. I didn't see Spatula at all. I don't think Spatula was there though. Who was I around? I was around Bo a little bit, specifically at the end. I was around Bernie for a big conversation. I don't know who all streams is the problem. Yeah, that was the first time that I really got to do anything with Blake. That was fun. Yeah, that's right. She was at a funeral. I was trying to remember if that was meant to be last night or if it was the week before. But yeah. I was around Esperine a little bit. Kimmy. I don't know who all streams. I should really find that out. It's on the wiki. If people stream or not. Yeah, it was good. Here, we'll make a bootleg one. One sec. Here. Is that helpful? Is that good? I'll just put it right in the middle. All right, guys. Here we go. Some possible neon devoid spoilers. Okay, so Getty Images vibes. Don't do this. Yeah, a lot of last night was me getting chastised for not reading the magic books. And Zilla was really brutally honest with Moral and was like, hey, lightning magic is like extremely fucking dangerous, and you need to take this seriously and read those fucking books and start practicing and training. And Moral was like, bleh. And so I did. Tynan tried to help, and so did Esperine, which was really nice. A bunch of people tried to like help Moral sort of figure out how to like take first steps with this, which was really sweet. I wasn't able to use any of my new edges or flaws, which is fine because the ways to use them weren't built into the model yet. They're done. They just haven't been like put on the model. So I'll have that for next week. But yeah, I rolled okay when it came to controlling the magic when I actually tried to. So that was good. And you know, there's fucky wucky shit happening in the Undercity all the time. So there was some sort of a force that was like pulling everyone onto the ground. It was like Dragon Ball Z. It was like Dragon Ball Z, where you're just walking around minding your own fucking business and suddenly everything is in 100 times Earth's gravity and you just slam to the ground. It was that. So suddenly a DM, you'd be just doing whatever, and suddenly a DM would be like, you're slammed to the ground as though there's a rope on you that pulls you down harshly and holds you there. And there's something doing that. We're not sure. But Moral, both times it's happened, has heard footsteps. So at the end of the session, I was gonna try to do something to figure out who that is, but I wasn't able to. I didn't have enough time, which is why I was like, no! And we did a check on a medicine that started a whole different like confusing thing for us. For Lux and I, but we have a new doctor, so there's now 3 doctors in the Undercity after like a couple sessions of there being none, and all of us being like, well, I hope no one gets hurt. So yeah, that's, I'm trying to think if there's anything else while I have this up, you know. Yeah. It was a good session. Except that when I tried to make Fenris's medicine, I critically failed twice in a row. And I was like, pardon? And the DM was like, maybe you're just gonna have to give Fenris the bad news. I was like, absolutely not. And I left and I went and regathered everything that I needed to make these 2 medications again. Fortunately, I'm kind of like a like supply hoarder. If I have too much of something, I try to just fit it in my backpack for next session so that I still have it. So it wasn't too bad, but I was like, are you kidding me? It's not D&D. Nope, this isn't D&D. This is a virtual reality LARP that I'm in. But yeah, basically, there's a medicine that I know how to make. They can add, I have like a botany bonus to it. So a +3 when I try to make it. But I think anything less than a 10 is a failure. And I did real bad twice in a row. It's unfortunate. So yeah. But as always, if you have any questions about Neon Divide stuff, if you want to ask me anything, you can ask in our Discord. We have a channel for Neon Divide. And we have channels. We have like just general TTRPG, like streamed D&D game. So you can ask me questions about any of the games that I'm in. But yeah, I think that's everything. So I'll put that down now. You were my happy ever after, but you were close to it. And now I've ripped that off. Boo. I'm gonna take a bath, I think. I think after this stream, I'm gonna take a bath. You can't stop me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make some human soup. Me stew. I wish I remembered any of the lines from Me Stew. I would just start rattling it off, but it doesn't matter how many times I've read it. I apparently can't remember any part of it. Dun, dun, dun. Da, 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 da. No, there's a clip. Oh my god, there's a clip that I have. There's a clip that I have to grab from my VOD from last night because I was led to an area that had empty blood bags. And I was like, wait, so out of character, I was like, are these, so it's just blood bags? And he was like, hold on, let me double check exactly what it is, and left. And it was like canonically just me there holding blood bags. And I was like, and then started going, non-canon, non-canon, non-canon. It was a joke. It was a joke. It's not canon. And my immediate thought was, if I was streaming this right now, chat would be like, I fucking knew it. So I need to clip that because it made me laugh after the fact. Don't. I didn't understand the Morbin jokes, the Morb jokes for a while. I had to look it up like a Grammy. I had to look it up the first time I saw the joke because everyone was like, this is hilarious. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, I don't understand. And I went to look it up and went, oh, it's a Morbius joke. I see. I see. It all makes sense now. Can the Morbius movie really be as bad as they say? I don't know. I think that's in the eye of the beholder, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily bad, like a horrible movie. I think most likely it's just it acts like it's really intense and interesting and special, but it's kind of not. I think it's probably just a really bland movie that acts like it's not a bland movie. Does that make sense? But I haven't seen it. So. It also got delayed like 5 times. Oof. I heard about it when Octo found out about a Morbius Discord. The cult following of the Morbius Discord. What? 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 Sorry, let me read you what I just read. Have a look, a peek, a gander, if you will. You will find a constantly active Morbius lounge full of users chatting away about the latest and greatest movie from Sony. Users here are all too happy to call themselves Morbheads, talking about the Morbius sweep, that they're morbing out, that they love Morbius with all of their heart. Amazing. I hate it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I love it. Hey, let's do the Wordle. Let's do the Wordle. I bet the word is morbs. Morbs? Morbs would fit, yeah. Morbs. That's not a word. It didn't let me do that. I can't believe it wouldn't let me just commit to a bit. Unreal. Ooh. Oh my god. Got it. Yay! You weren't my happy ever after, but you were close to it. Yeah, the two words that I normally start with are notes and braid. The Victorian slang phrase for being down or depressed was "I've got the morbs." Don't. We should bring it back, honestly. In this, the year of our Lord 2014, I feel like it probably is coming back. Ooh. It is Wingspan. I have a 4-year-old who wants to play the same games that her mom and dad do. So sometimes I concoct 4-year-old friendly ways of playing games that are much more complex. For example, the way that I play Wingspan with my child is we each get a board. Again, I would like to reiterate this game is much more complex than this. But we each get a board, and one at a time we take a bird, and we have to look at the bird and say, where does it like to live? This one likes to live in the water. It wants to live down here. So we put it in its home. And then we look, this one's a bad example, but we look and we say, what does it like to eat? So this one can live in the water or in the plains. But it really likes to eat worms and mice. Okay, cool. And then we'll pick up the dice and we'll roll the dice and see if we get what we need to feed our bird. And then you pick a new bird, and that's the whole game. That's how I play this game with my 4-year-old. It's a very accessible way to do it. For all I know, those are the real rules. This is a very fun game. It's a really, really fun game. But, you know, it has like a million cards with birds on them, and then a bunch of pretty little, like, eggs and things. So Clark just wants to be involved, you know? I get it. It's a bit complicated the first time or so that you play. They have a very good how to play video that they made that explains how to play the game. And there's also a digital version that you can play. Yeah, well, you know, she wants to play. It's not helpful for me to be like, this is a grown-up game and you may not play. Because at the end of the day, again, it's got a bunch of cards with pretty birds on them. And it's got little tokens with cherries and worms and wheat and stuff. So, you know, we figure out what's the fun way for her to play with those things. All I know is I hoarded the eggs and won. Good. Yeah, I do think about that sometimes when she gets a little older. How do I guess I would just be like, would you like to know how the more common way to play this game? Do you want to know how mommy and daddy play this game? And if she says yes, then cool, we'll teach her actual Wingspan. And if she says no, then, you know, one day, when she goes to a friend's house and they're like, bro, we gotta play Wingspan, it'll be really uncomfortable, but I just have the base game. We haven't played it enough. I've talked about this before, but like Sam isn't a super big board game person. So I buy board games, but the frequency with which they are played is not very high. Earth. I'm sorry. I wound up on the tab about Morbius again. Shut it down. Close it. I'm not being funny. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I was morbid. No. No. In the garbage. It's spreading. I didn't realize it happened so quickly. I would have been more careful. Ah. Good for bloodline. Good for the. Oh, good for the. Oh. Thanks, guys. Is this one of those things that you start doing ironically, but then becomes part of your daily life, like dabbing? Maybe. Potentially. It's like in college when I used to say lol all the time. It's like in college when I used to say lol out loud all the time. Very good. At least I'm not walking around going, raffle, but I could. Raffle, my dude. Da 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 da. When you leave the room and say AFK, oh, I do that. If I'm just like casually like playing a game with somebody else off stream, sometimes I'll say BRB or AFK. But this is another one that I think is better now. Because I used to say burb. And I say BRB now. You might think that would happen in the opposite direction, but it didn't. A bird. Are you heading out, Alex? Have a good day. BRB sounds more adult. I love that. I love that an internet acronym can sound like an adult would say. Where's the coffee? It's right here, you ruffian. That's true. That's true. The OGs. Those of us who wrote shit in leet speak and were like, I'm so fucking cool. We're all adults now. I'll let that sink in. Those were the days. I felt so cool. I felt so cool. I wrote entire, like, I would write multiple sentences in a row in leet speak. And be like, yeah. It's secret. You know. I'm about to turn 22. I'm now starting to feel out of touch. This is a weird feeling. Is this the rest of my life? Yeah, probably. I feel extremely out of touch with, like, really anyone younger than a 20-year-old. I don't know. I was talking about this with my sister. My sister was saying, like, she didn't start to feel older, really, until she had no kids in the house anymore. She was like, having kids in the house helps you continue to feel young because they're your lifeline to, like, what kids are doing, right? So, like, what do they listen to? What's the slang? Like, all of that stuff. You find that out from your kid, potentially, right? She was like, they're all out of the house now, so now I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what anything is. Oh, I feel so old to think that you're now a mom. I remember the first time I saw you on my YouTube front page. Goodness, how time flies. Thank goodness for Twitch recommending your channel to me. I always wondered what happened to you. Sorry to be cringe. That's not cringe at all. That's so lovely. Thank you for swinging by and saying hi. I am. My kid's 4 now. What on earth? What happened? Well,
you fine,
it's hard to tell,
loving,
really.
coffee-drinking burrito babe.
I don't know how old, like, my youngest friend is. I don't know the age of a lot of my friends, to be honest.
Welcome, you fine, cat-loving,
but for
coffee-drinking
reference,
burrito babe.
in case, you know, you're here kind of intermittently or it's your first time here, I'm 35. I don't think that I have any friends that I interact with consistently that are younger than, like, 22. I don't think. But I'm not sure, to be honest. Lunar, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm turning 35 this summer. Sorry, I've been, like, whenever I need to say my age, I just say 35. I'm jumping the gun. Isn't Tomato around there? Is he? I have no idea. Again, I don't know. I have no clue. Tomato's a grandpa regardless of his age. He's definitely not 22. I know that for a fact. I started watching you when I was about 13 and I'm about to turn 24. Aww. I think it's so sweet. I think that's so awesome that some of you guys have been watching me when you were like much younger and still watch me now. I feel very honored by that. I still feel like I'm a wee child during stream. Oh, yeah. Luinar, you are not alone with that. We've had a lot of people recently, I feel like, come by that, that watched the Co-optional podcast pretty religiously. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear a general life update. I'm also tuning in after a long time. Oh my gosh. Why am I being recommended to so many people right now? Well, as a general thing, welcome. If for some reason the internet has brought you here, I hope you come back. I'm so glad that you're here. Our community is very sweet. General life update is I live in England now because I got married to an Englishman named Sam. Sam and I got married, I think 5 years ago. And have been together for like 9. And he lived in America for a few years, and then we decided to move to England because we had our daughter, who is now 4, and Sam has a lot of siblings who all are having kids, so we were like, oh, she could grow up with a bunch of cousins. That would be really lovely. So we moved out here so he could be closer to his family because he was really missing them, and so Clarky could be close to her cousins. Yeah, that's been great. It's been a fun adventure for me. Although we moved like right before the pandemic, so that kind of sucked. But I'm working on like, you know, putting down roots, I guess, so to speak. I have a coffee company. I don't remember how old that is. I want to say it's like 5 years old. 4 years old, 5 years old. Something like that. 2017, I think. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 5 years. Yeah, something like that. I have a coffee company that's doing well. And I have chickens. I still have the same cats, Sherlock and Watson. I started a company with Jesse. We haven't really like done much with it yet. Like forward facing stuff with it yet, but that's been cool. And I think that's it for the most part. I'm very happy. I just stream now, and I've become like I already loved it, but after having my kid, I have become like my primary hobby and method of escapism is TTRPGs, and I talk about them a lot. I'm in a lot of D&D games. I'm in a VR LARP. Yeah, it's a whole thing. They're very fun though. I talk about them all the time. I do, yeah. Sherlock is almost 13, I think. Watson is going to be turning 9 this year. Yeah, I mean, we'll ship anywhere that we're legally allowed to ship to. The question is whether or not the shipping is affordable for you. So you would have to go onto the website and like make a basket and then see what the shipping options are. Oh yeah, and when I play games, so I do this, the coffee time shit, at the start of streams. On Saturdays it's just this, and then I go and I hang out with my family for the weekend. But during normal streams during the week, the beginning of the stream is this, and then I turn into this. I turn into a little digital person, and I play games. So that's been fun to like use both. Ah! Oop! Not that. We set that up yesterday. We literally set it up yesterday. Before this, the little model wouldn't blink. It blinks now, which is really fun. So we set that up. And then, yeah. And then I sort of like scrapped together an angry version just to test it out. We used a program called VetoTube for this, which is awesome. Yeah. Is that the cafe in Charlian? It is! This is my... If you want true chaos, this is my starting screen. For my streams. And yes, that is Charlian. No Final Fantasy XIV spoilers, please, for anybody who doesn't want to know them. We progressively made this screen more chaotic over time, but we haven't added anything to it in a while. I'm gonna add some stuff to it for June. And then this is my break screen. I'm really glad Sam finally saw this. It took a while, but he finally got to see it in all its glory, you know? Called it cursed. He did. He did call it cursed. And I was proud. We did it, guys. Why are the flowers on fire? Why wouldn't the flowers be on fire? The dog's on fire. You know? Anyways. Mm-hmm. It's good times. Da 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 da. Highly localized spontaneous combustion. Yeah. Just in those two spots, there's a lot of fire, and there's no fire anywhere else. 'Cause it's a world of magic. Oh my god. Clark asked to watch a movie last night that I so badly wanted to do, like, one of those video essays on. It's a Barbie, it's technically a Barbie movie, but there's no Barbies in it. It's a Barbie movie called Barbie Princess Charm School, I think. Barbie Princess Charm School. This movie, what a fucking trip. Oh my god. And we haven't even finished it. It's so much. Do you do video essays? No, I used to do a show forever ago, before video essays got really big. I did a show called Welcome to the Fandom, where the idea was I would like make a scripted video that was about introducing the viewer to a topic or a fandom or something like that. It was very hard for me to make. as all videos were for me. My whole YouTube career was just me like wrestling with everything. But I have in recent time, basically my favorite thing to watch is video essays, and they've gotten so popular. So yeah. I've been working for a coffee grinder shop. Oh shit! Yeah, if you decide, or if you're able to try out the coffee, I hope you love it. Ooh, I'll look at it, Hess. Thank you. When are the DIY crafting videos coming back? I mean, I don't think that I would ever do the crafting videos in as high a quality as I did this last time. Like the Swords and Stitches videos that I did with Umatani and them. Those videos, I was deeply in the red every single time I made a video. Because I don't want to pay people less than what they deserve to be paid, right? To be helping me out. But because YouTube, I wasn't making any money off of those videos, really. So it was rough. And so kind of the alternative that I do currently is every Friday we do study halls. And study halls, I typically try to do some sort of like an art thing or a craft thing on stream, and we just hang out, and people will work on papers or do their own craft stuff or whatever, and we'll just listen to some nice jams and do that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for talking up the coffee company. I appreciate it. Like I said, I just hope that if people give it a shot and try it, that they really like it. Yeah, YouTube's hard. It's rough out there. But it is what it is. A lot of people really enjoy Vlogmas. The reason that I didn't do Vlogmas again was not because it was particularly difficult. I stopped doing Vlogmas because I wasn't really sure how to proceed with it now that I have Clark, because I'm pretty adamant about not turning Clark into content, and I don't see how like family life vlogs aren't that, you know? So like the last year that I did it, I was trying to be like, okay, well, how do I you know, make videos that don't really have anything to do with Clark? And tried a few things, but they didn't feel like Vlogmas, right? Even though people still enjoyed them. I'm not saying people didn't enjoy them, but yeah, I just found it like difficult to figure out how to proceed doing Vlogmas when I don't want the focus to be on my family and my family's like privacy, you know? So it's hard. It's a hard question to like have a perfect answer to. There were 2 sales on Dodger Coffee past few weeks, but there were no tweets about them. I didn't even know there were sales. What? How weird. I'm gonna message them about that. There they are. How do you know if there are sales? There's an entire back end. Every time people even like put things into their cart and then don't actually buy what's in their cart, we have that data. We have information about what people are buying the most, which individual products are doing well from month to month, if they do really well and then suddenly don't do well. All that stuff. It's important info. I mean, for any business, I guess, but like for a small business, to make sure you're not spinning your wheels in ways that don't make any sense, you know, or to find out like where you're lacking. So for example, if we have a ton of people putting things into their carts, but then not actually buying them, like what was happening when we first opened the company, we were like, this is evidence of the shipping problem, right? Because back when we first started Dodger Coffee, shipping outside of the US was absolutely insane. It was so expensive and we didn't have any other options at the time. And now it's a lot better. It's still not amazing, cause it's a food product, you know, but, yeah, at the start it was really, really bad. It was really inaccessible for a lot of countries. And so we had tons of people who made a cart and then walked away from it. And we were able to take that data and show it to people when we were trying to come up with better deals and be like, look, this is all business that we're like missing out on, you know, and potentially business that you're missing out on because you would get the money for the shipping, right? So we're able to use that information to try and make things better for the company and ultimately for you guys, hopefully, you know. I finally logged back in just to resub and say that I've been watching you for 11 years. You've always brightened my day and inspired me to make my own content, so thanks. Also, at one point, you had me addicted to chai lattes. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Colonel Kisling. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. Currently, we just have the standard Dodger coffee roast. Look. Chai lattes can be pretty tasty. Is it okay if I ask what is co-op? Co-optional podcast was a podcast that I was on with Total Biscuit and Jesse Cox for years and years. It was a gaming podcast, and then Total Biscuit, John, passed away and his wife took over for a while, Jenna. But Jenna also was having her own like health issues and you know, was needing to work in other ways. And so we wound up going on a hiatus that just turned into kind of the show canceling basically. Yeah, I have very lovely memories of Co-optional Podcast. And like I said, Jesse and I talk every week. We talk all the time. We're still very close friends. You know, like John and Jesse wound up being two of my best friends. So I literally can't eat cashew chicken without thinking about Jesse. It's so dumb. So dumb. You cashew chicken eating motherfucker. That's me. Oh, wow, you're really going for it. I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday. I wanted to say I'm getting my first tattoo today and also my ears pierced. Just going for it. I love it. I hope it all goes well. Oh, guys. Not to set fire to the facade or anything, but Jesse and Felicia have worked on a shit ton of stuff in the last few years. Cashew chicken eating motherfucker. I reject this reality. You sillies. Da, 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 da. I'm checking this person to see if they are streaming because we have a raid leader. Yeah. I had no idea the shipping was so much better to the UK. Yes. I'm so glad you feel that way. Yeah. Oh my god, I sent any of you who follow Trixie Mattel on TikTok or probably on any social media, there was a video put up pouring iron brew into a kettle and heating it up and drinking it, and I was like, there's only one person I can send this to. This is such a fucking cursed video. There's literally one person in my life I can send this to. Yeah. Hold on. I'll find it. I'll link it. Wait. Trixie Mattel Iron Brew. No! Oh my god. There's literally a write-up about it. What the fuck? Iron Brew fans horrified as RuPaul's Drag Race star boils it in a kettle as a sore throat remedy. In a move that made us all scream in Scottish, drag icon Trixie Mattel decided an unorthodox method to try and cure her laryngitis before taking to the stage. Oh my god. Incredible. Where is it? I need to show it to you. Here it is. This is an Instagram link, but that's okay. Okay, and then go on to Discord to stream chat. Here we go. Bam. You're welcome. I worked hard. Well, so this week wound up being really cursed for We Were Here. I might see if Jesse's free tonight, but basically my family was here and we had to take them, right? And then that was this week, right? Yeah. And then Jesse was doing live shows. So we couldn't do anything. I don't know if he's home yet. I have no idea. I was concerned. Alex in chat said, you forgot to add a warning to the link, so I added one for you. And I was like, a warning for what? Oh my god. Because I watched it on mute. I was like, was the music like something I should have been conscious of? Or and then I went to look, and the warning Alex put is the above link may contain distressing scenes of boiling iron brew. My stress levels. Me like, no, what did I do? I fucked up. Oh, silly. All right, I'll start wrapping up. We have a raid leader, Veni Vidi Vici Vasi, who's playing Minecraft right now. Got our activity feed all primed up. And there was a Valentine just now that we hadn't read yet from Akabara that says this one goes to all you chat lovelies. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Remember to take your meds, eat good food, get some good rest. Remember that even if you're having a rough time, there's a whole bunch of us chat goblins who care about you. Very sweet. Endeavor, thank you for the 61 months. Hazrar for the 62. Ampsand for the 87. Eric the 7th for the 50. Shadow of the Potato for the 30. Macromaniac for all the gifted subs. Again, thank you for that. Drum for the 44. Tina Jima for the 93. Arnar for the 78. Basted Gumi for the 44. Ryu for the 32. Sarmortinian for the 56. Weregirl for the 57. Gabro for the 23. Dojums for the gifted sub. Luwunar. Again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. Ikari for the 88. Call Me a Tie for the 17. Brad for the 40. Colonel Kisling for the 17. Indie Shark for the 14. SSJ2 Rich for the 76. Arnar for the gifted subs. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Anybody who was gifted a sub. If you were gifted a sub today by Arnar or anybody else, please double check who it was. Take the time to say thank you. People have been really, really generous. So you might have a gifted sub from yesterday, the day before. People have just been gifting subs like crazy in my channel for the last forever, which I feel very honored and blessed for. So definitely say thank you if you've been gifted one. And Jerfy Jerf, thank you for the 81 months. Appreciate it, guys. Take care of yourselves. Wow, that's not who I want to raid. That's the Iron Brew link. Not that. No, ma'am. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. If we wind up doing something tonight, I'll find out what's going on with Jesse. If Jesse's free, maybe we'll do a thing, but he might not be. So next thing that I'll be on is Godforged tomorrow night for sure. And then our next normal stream will be on Monday. So take care of yourselves. I appreciate you all very much. To everybody who swung by, who hasn't been here in forever, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that you come back. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.